Hello, I'm Ashley Langley, and this is my informative speech. When people first cover the topic of sleep, they ask, oh, how much sleep did you get last night? Or, are you tired? We all know that the answer is yes, you're tired, and you didn't get that much sleep last night. We all have developed our own relationship with sleep. We get enough, too little, none, too much. For us college students, it's probably closer to not enough, and during finals, it's probably even closer to none. I'm taking a psychology class this quarter, and when we briefly covered the topic of sleep, I instantly became interested and wanted to learn more. We all know how satisfying it is to fall asleep. Close our eyes, lay down in bed, and get comfortable. What actually happens when we fall asleep? Now, sleep may feel just like a long period of rest, but in all actuality, our body is awake and active. I'll be explaining what happens to the body during the 2 phases of sleep, and also inform on the sleep cycle. I'll begin with the first phase. Koskinen and Dement, 2 sleep researchers from Stanford, stated in their academic journal that we first start off with non-rapid eye movement sleep, or non-dream sleep, which consists of 4 stages. Stage 1 actually happens before we fall asleep. If we were to be nudged or waken up during this period, we usually respond with, oh, I wasn't sleeping, or I was just resting my eyes. During this stage, we are also still aware of our environment. We can feel the bed under our backs, we can still hear things, maybe smell things, and so on. During this stage is also the time where we're susceptible to feel that sensation of falling. Our muscles are rapidly contracting, which may trigger that feeling. Next comes stage 2. At this point, we're no longer aware of our environment because we're actually sleeping. Our temperature and heart rate also decrease during this time. The final stages of NREM is when we actually enter deep sleep. During this time, our body begins to do some routine maintenance. It may heal a cut, strengthen muscles after a hard workout, or even recover from a cold. The last stages of REM sleep, or NREM sleep, my bad, is also a time when people are usually more known to sleepwalk, sleep talk, wet the bed, and have night terrors. After NREM sleep, the next stage occurs. REM, rapid eye movement, is the second phase. Another journal study by Koskinen and Dement said that REM is a unique state in which the brain is high in activity, where we experience that for brief increments during our sleep. REM is quite opposite of NREM. Our brain activity is heightened, our muscles relax, and our eyes move rapidly in REM, whereas in NREM, our bodies are busy repairing. In a TV show, when you see someone look at an unconscious person's eyes, they're usually trying to look for rapid eye movement since it's connected to brain activity. REM is also highly associated with vivid dreaming. This is because our brain is very high in activity, so we're able to remember and experience high sensory dreams. We can remember what we heard, what we did, what we felt, what we smelled, and so on. During this time, our bodies are also temporarily paralyzed. This is so we don't act out dreams. Just imagine people walking around at night acting out their dreams. It'd be quite the sight. REM also takes about 20 to 25% of our sleep time. This brings us to the sleep cycle. When sleeping, I'm sure you guys remember having multiple dreams in one night, shifting our body, or that falling sensation that we talked about earlier, or maybe all 3 of those in one night. This happens because of the certain phase we are in our sleep cycle. When we're first asleep, we experience the stages 1 through 5 in order, and once we hit the top stage, our brain may jump to the lower stage, work up, back down, and so on. The cycle repeats. One cycle is approximately 90 minutes, and we go through these cycles 4 to 5 times per night. Also, in sleep, it's really about quality versus quantity. A web article by the National Sleep Foundation, which is an organization that advocates for sleep education and research, expresses that each stage plays a different role for our body. Therefore, it's important to reach all stages of sleep. Once again, NREM sleep is more of a maintenance period, and REM sleep is more for your brain to gain energy. So when you can't focus in class, it's usually because you stayed up late last night. According to Dr. Oz, which is the world-renowned doctor that has his own TV show, some brief tips he listed on his website to optimize sleep include no caffeine after 2 p.m. since it can stay in our body, utilize white noise, which is just a lulling noise for anybody, and lights off. This includes all screens, laptops, phones, and computers, TVs, and so on. Now, let's recap. While resting at night, our body is actively re-energizing during the day. During sleep, we go through REM, NREM, cycle through the stages, so our body can rejuvenate. So when you guys find yourselves dozing off during class, on the bus, or watching TV, Not only do you know that you need to catch more of those Z's, but you know scientifically why sleep is essential to function.